Yeah. Would you all like to stand together or?
It's up to you all, whatever works best.
Okay. Why don't you come with me right over here?
Okay.
Where's Craig?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. David's gonna go.
Okay. Let me put that.
All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing?
Good.
Good. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. And today is a very special announcement. As you all know, last year, Craig Greenberg hosted a community forum for a much needed public discussion about public safety, which is the #1 responsibility of government. And from that, we had experts, members of the community, stakeholders, all came to put in their comments and their ideas. Craig Greenberg listened to that. And you're going to see part of that conversation in the plan that he unveils today. And what that actually shows is that Craig Greenberg is a candidate for mayor that actually listens. And he's going to continue to listen. And he will listen to the things that are really big, like public safety. And he'll listen to the smaller things. And he'll listen to about all the issues related to government and government services to the constituents of Louisville. Me and many members of the Metro Council are looking forward to a collaborative relationship with the mayor for the city of Louisville. And we stand ready to work with our next mayor to protect and serve this city. And so our city is in a crisis right now. I think many of you recognize that and know that. We're in a public safety crisis. And so with a person like Craig Greenberg as our next mayor, who listens, understands, and is ready to take plans and put them into action, as he has done throughout his entire life, nothing but great things can happen for us. And with that, I'd like to introduce to you Craig Greenberg.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Council President David James. Thank you, Barbara Sexton-Smith, my campaign chair, and thank you to all of my friends and colleagues who are with me here today that have provided a meaningful input on this plan. Today, we're proud to announce the details of our plan to go all in to tackle our city's biggest challenge, Louisville's public safety and violent crime crisis. When I first announced I was running for mayor of Louisville last April, I said that addressing our public safety crisis with a sense of urgency would be my and my administration's #1 priority. That remains the case. Since my announcement, I've literally been running through every corner of the city, meeting neighbors and listening to your concerns and solutions. Recently, our team convened a public safety roundtable to receive detailed input from members of law enforcement, victims of crime, healthcare professionals, clergy, judges, and other community leaders. Thanks to everyone who has provided their thoughts and shared their experiences. Today, we're here to talk about solutions and action, not a new study and not a reflection on our past. I share your sense of urgency, and if I'm fortunate to be your next mayor, I will do everything possible to make sure your family and your neighborhood are safer, stronger, and healthier. We are going to solve this crisis together, and I expect you to hold me accountable for results and to be transparent about the progress we are making. I hope that everyone in our city has a chance to read this plan, which you can do at greenbergformayor.com. And I want to stress that implementing this plan is going to take the hard work of many people. As mayor, every part of city government will be focused on this and will be working with neighborhood leaders, members of the clergy, law enforcement, medical professionals, and anyone else who wants to be a part of the public safety and public health solution to our violent crime crisis. Now, I'd like to share with you some of the details about what's in our plan to go all in on public safety. When I say we must go all in on public safety, I mean it. We need to include all possible solutions covering a wide range of areas, and we must act with a sense of urgency to address our public safety crisis. The stakes are too high for our city's future to leave any potential solutions on the table. We need to be doing everything we can, and we need to start now. In fact, I would like to see everything in this plan implemented now. And I'm prepared to work with the current administration, law enforcement, nonprofit organizations, members of the clergy in every faith, and whoever else to help make that happen. Our plan has 4 main pillars. The first pillar is stop the violence. These are immediate steps that should be taken to reduce the homicide rate, domestic violence, and other forms of violent crime in both the near and long term. Stopping the violence now includes taking actions like expanding and strengthening group violence intervention, or GVI, increasing resources to prevent domestic violence, improving programs in our jail to stop repeat offenders, cracking down on illegal guns, increasing rewards for solving homicides, and strengthening victim services to promote healing. The second pillar is fully staff and fund a community-oriented police force. Louisville deserves the best trained, trusted, and transparent police force in America, one that is supported by its leadership, fully staffed and funded, and focused on preventing crime and more effectively serving our neighborhoods. This plan will assist the hardworking men and women of LMPD do their job more effectively and be the most service-oriented police department in America. As mayor, I'll expect transparency and accountability, and the members of the police force should expect my support. We will communicate promptly with the public and provide ample ways for the public to connect with my administration and our police leadership. My administration will recruit and retain a more diverse corps of officers to better reflect the community they serve. Make it easier to bring back retired officers from LMPD or other regional forces. Create an LMPD Community Service Academy for recruits to spend some paid training time working with local nonprofit organizations. Prioritize solving violent crimes and more fully implement mental health emergency response services. The third pillar is address the root causes of crime, instill hope, and create opportunity. We cannot simply police our way to safety. We must change the way our city invests in our neighborhoods that have been neglected for far too long. These communities deserve infrastructure, jobs, housing, grocery stores, services, and investment to give every child and every adult an opportunity to succeed. As mayor, my administration will build 15,000 affordable housing units with an emphasis on home ownership, expand summer works to a year-round program, increase after-school job opportunities for our young adults, pour resources into drug addiction treatment programs, invest in community centers and community programs, expand mental health treatment services, and establish a volunteer parent corps to help parents of young children navigate the challenging world of parenting. And the fourth pillar is build safer, cleaner, and healthier communities. Clean and green neighborhoods are safe neighborhoods. Well-lit streets are safer streets. As mayor, we will launch an abandoned vehicle response team to quickly remove these dangerous eyesores from our streets. Create a community ambassador corps to link residents with city services. And do the little things right so big progress follows. We will quickly fix broken streetlights, remove graffiti, pick up trash, and add green space for health and recreation. These are the pillars of our plan and just some of the specific solutions that were developed with the folks up here with me today and input from many other people across our entire city. I'd again like to thank the enormous number of people who helped put this plan together, and I encourage everyone to read our full plan at greenbergformayor.com. Finally, I want to stress that this plan must be implemented with urgency and transparency. I expect my administration and me to be held accountable. So our plan includes a checklist so everyone can keep track of our progress and hold my administration and me accountable. I hope you'll join me in implementing this plan to go all in on public safety, and together, let's make Louisville a safer, stronger, and healthier city. Thank you all very much, and I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.
Craig, what do you think of the job that Erica Shields has done? And if you are elected, will she be staying in that position?
Thank you for that question. We should all be rooting for Chief Shields' success. Our city needs Chief Shields to succeed. We need our police force to succeed. So I join everyone in Louisville in rooting for her success. Right now, we all know our homicide rate is at an all-time high and violent crime is rampant across the city. And so I think even Chief Shields would agree that there's room for improvement in our address to public safety right now.
Will you be keeping her on though? Or would you be looking at another chief potentially?
In the course of my campaign, I've been very clear that I'm not making any promises to any individual about any roles. I think that's presumptuous and premature. So for right now, I'm rooting for Chief Shields to succeed, and I'm focused on doing whatever I can to help her, the current administration, the current police force address our public safety crisis.
You talk about in this plan recruiting officers. That's been a problem for years here and really everywhere in the country. What specifically are you planning to do to overcome that hurdle of getting more people who want to be police officers, because there is such a shortage right now?
There's a huge shortage. Right now, we're approximately 300 officers short of a full staff. And so we need to focus on recruiting and retaining officers, a diverse corps of officers that reflects the community that we serve. The folks that are joining LMPD under my administration will know that they have the support from the mayor and the entire administration. With the new FOP contract, pay will raise for police officers. So I think that should help. And we'll be also looking to recruit some recently retired LMPD officers or officers from other regional forces so that in a shorter period of time, we can have a police force that is focused on community policing, that's working with members of the clergy, neighborhood leaders in the neighborhoods, nonprofit organizations, and is focused on preventing crimes and solving crimes, not just responding to crimes.
A lot of these items are things that we've heard from the current administration and things that other candidates are saying too. So what are the 2 or 3 items that you think most differentiate your public safety plan from other candidates and the current administration?
Well, a few things. First of all, I don't know if everyone else shares my sense of urgency and commitment to accountability. This needs to be the #1 priority of the mayor every day. And the mayor should expect the community to hold him or her accountable every day for progress that's being made. And so that's going to be critically important. This is a comprehensive plan. As I mentioned, we cannot simply police our way to safety. We need to focus on all aspects of investments in our communities, investments in neighborhoods, as well as working with law enforcement. I will ensure that the mayor and city government take a leading role in implementing group violence intervention, or GVI. We'll improve programs to working with the jail to stop repeat offenders. There are some pilot programs going on right now. Those can be expanded and strengthened. Implementing an LMPD Community Service Academy, I think, is one of the really unique attributes of this plan, where there will be paid training time for all recruits to work with nonprofit organizations in neighborhoods so that they better understand the neighborhoods, so that they know people who are working in similar lines of work, so that collectively we can have the most effective, community-oriented police force in America. I'm going to have very high standards for everything our city is focused on, and that starts with our police force, and they'll have my support.
How do you intend to pay for this?
Great question. Right now, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in our city to invest some of the American Rescue Plan dollars that are coming from the federal government to invest in things like law enforcement. Additionally, the Department of Justice, the Federal Department of Justice, has all sorts of grant programs that are available for innovative and important initiatives such as this to address violent crime crises across the city. I want to work with our federal delegation and federal officials to get additional funds into Louisville to help pay to implement these solutions. And also, I think it's important to note that reducing crime saves the city a lot of money. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to solve murders. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on, or millions of dollars on our overcrowded jail. There is so much money to be saved as we reduce crime. So together, that's how we're going to address paying for all this.
Craig, you talked about an abandoned vehicle response team, but as I'm sure you know, the existing tow lot operates always over capacity. The existing mayor has had about 2 years with full funding to find a tow lot, a new tow lot. They haven't done that. I mean, how do you plan to sort of implement that given the existing tow lot?
I think it's a great question. I think our biggest challenge right now is that the existing tow lot is overcrowded. We need to get those cars out of there. Owners need to come and retrieve their cars, or if they don't under the specified time, those cars need to be sold to make room for additional cars so that we can tow any car that's reported as abandoned on the streets within 48 hours of being notified of it. It's inexcusable to have these dangerous eyesores of abandoned cars on our highways, on our streets, and in our neighborhoods.
And given that the funding's already on the table, I mean, what are you looking at in terms of the new tow lot, identifying one, purchasing the land?
I'll be focused on having room in our existing tow lot so that those cars are cleared. They're either given back to their owners or they're sold, and there'll be ample room to tow the current cars that are on the street and the additional ones that become on the street.
Craig, stepping outside the box and considering that every single politician calls for citizen involvement in the solution of these crimes, are you willing to hear from citizens like Men Against Gun Violence who are working to establish citizen protective patrols around the city in a way that they could possibly supplement the work that is being done by the city?
I think collaboration is critical. Our police need to be working with people in neighborhoods that want to be part of the solution. One of the most positive experiences I've had over the past year is working with members of the clergy who did the neighborhoods that they serve, whether in large churches, small churches, regardless of faith. Folks like Reverend Smither, Reverend Smith, Bishop Kelsey that are here with us today have provided tremendous feedback to me on the opportunities we have as a city to work with our clergy, to work with other neighborhood leaders, to work with formerly incarcerated individuals to help address this violent crime crisis that we have in the city. So anyone who wants to be a part of the solution will have a place in my administration to be a part of the solution.
How do you kind of balance obviously there are citizens who want police in their neighborhoods who would support fully funding, with obviously the group that also shows up at council meetings saying, do not give more money to LMPD. And I know Councilman James has had to sometimes deal with them because they're being very vocal during these meetings and saying that LMPD should not receive a raise for officers or more money. So how do you balance that?
I have heard all of that feedback, and I think that is important feedback to listen to. And what I would say is that a big part of this public safety plan is to address the root causes of crime, instill hope, and create opportunity. And we have 6 items in this plan that are absolutely critical that have nothing to do with law enforcement. Building quality affordable housing units, expanding summer works to year-round while increasing school jobs, investing in community centers and community programs, establishing a volunteer parent corps, and addressing drug addiction through treatment programs and being with people who are addicted on the streets.
Are there mistakes or things that you think this previous, the current administration or the ones before that have made when it comes to public safety to be correct?
I'm very focused on the future. As I mentioned, I don't think it is to dwell on the past. I don't think we need any more studies. I am focused on solution-oriented action. And that's what this plan is all about. As mayor, that's what I'll be all about. And so I'm ready to work with, starting today, even before I'm elected mayor, to address our public safety crisis, to reduce our violent crime in the city. Thank you all very much. Have a appreciate you coming.
When I get this, I'm gonna tell
Let me get a picture of you with,
All right. I'm so excited. Thanks, Mike. I'm so glad you reminded me of that.
Mom didn't actually tell me to tell you. She said for me to take it.
I'm so weak, it's not even funny. Barbara.